Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be me sharing with you the evening exercises that I do in order to kind of wind down and get myself ready for bed. I typically do these at least at the minimum 4 nights a week, and it's actually the time of the day that I really look forward to. I feel like whenever you're holding stretches and you're holding each stretch for 10 to 20 seconds at a time, it's a really good opportunity to just kind of connect with yourself, connect with your thoughts, correct your thoughts if you feel like your thoughts are kind of going down a negative path. And it's just a really good time to kind of find your center and put yourself in that state of relaxation, which gets you perfectly ready for bed. So one thing that's really wonderful about these stretches is that you can do them anywhere. You can do them on a yoga mat, you can do them on a rug, you can actually do them in your bed because there's no standing involved whatsoever. I typically hold each stretch for anywhere between 10 seconds and 20 seconds. However, for this video, I'm going to hold them a lot shorter. So this is not really going to be a follow along style of video. It's just going to be me showing you what I do so that you can, incorporate it into your evening routine. So what I typically do is I start at the top of my head and I just kind of work my way all the way down. So let me show you what those stretches look like. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take my left hand, I'm going to put it over the top of my head on to the right side, and I'm just going to gently press down. And this really stretches the neck on the sides. And like I said, I hold each stretch for anywhere between 10 and 20 seconds. But for this, I'm probably just going to hold it for 5 to 10 seconds. You want to do your other side, just the same. Just take your right hand, put it all the way over, and then just press down. This feels so good. Stretched all sides of my neck, then I will just go ahead and do some slow circles. This is when you can kind of hear a lot of cracking and crackling going on. And then I'll turn it and do it the opposite way. Okay, so now that I have stretched from the neck up, now I want to go down to my shoulders. And the way that I stretch my shoulders is I just kind of straighten my arm and put it out. Take your other arm and just kind of pull it like that. So you want to bend your left arm with your palm facing towards you. And you want to try to keep this right arm really straight. And this really feels good. You will definitely feel the stretch in your shoulder. It feels great. And then, of course, you want to do your other arm the same way. And I do want to mention that whenever I first started doing these stretches, whenever I would do this left arm, I would hear all sorts of cracking and crackling in my left shoulder. And I no longer hear that anymore, which, is great news. So I feel like I'm just becoming more and more limber, with every evening stretch. Okay, so the next stretch that I do is I take my arm and I put it over my head, and you want to pretend like you're putting the palm of your hand down on your back. If you can, then that's great. And then you just take your other hand and gently press down. It just feels incredible. And then of course you want to hold that also for 10 to 20 seconds. Then you want to do it with your other side. Again, put your palm down on your back, take your other hand, and just kind of press down. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and continue stretching this part of my body. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my right arm, I'm going to take it straight over my head, and then I'm going to grab my wrist with my left hand, and I'm just going to gently pull. And you're going to feel it in here, but you're also going to feel it way down here, and it just feels great. If you're somebody like me, I've got lower back pain only on my left side, and I think that it pretty much started after I had my knee surgery, and I feel like they're a little bit related, but constantly trying to these stretches. You want to remember to continue to breathe. Don't hold your breath. Sometimes it's easy to get in the habit of kind of holding your breath with each stretch, but you really want to remember to breathe in and out. And then the last stretch that I do in order to kind of, address the upper body is I just take my hands behind me and then I just clasp them like this. And you really want to just kind of lift your heart up to the sky and just give yourself a really, really good stretch. Now I think that this stretch is called a pretzel. I'm not exactly sure, but you want to take your left foot and just put it over your right knee, and then you want to put your right elbow at your left knee, and you want to keep your chest up and your back straight and just really push off your knee to give yourself a really good stretch. And again, don't forget to breathe. This is so important. And then, of course, you want to do the other side. So you want to take your right foot and put it over your left knee, and then put your left elbow at your right knee. Just really give yourself a good stretch. Okay, so this next stretch is actually a stretch that's very common in yoga, and it's called the cat-cow stretch. And whenever you're doing the cat stretch, you really want to think of a cat being scared, and the way that they arch their back and they hiss, that's what it looks like. So it looks a lot like this. You really, really want to arch your back and engage your core. So you really want to tighten those core muscles in your stomach, and don't forget to breathe. And then you want to just gently move right into your cow. And with the cow, you really want to concentrate on really, really arching your back and lifting your head and your chest. And again, don't forget to breathe. Okay, so this next stretch is one that really stretches your hips, and it just kind of opens up your hips. And so what you want to do is you want to take your right foot and you want to put it on the top of your left knee. Now, immediately you're going to start to feel a little bit of a stretch right in there. Now the goal is to have your shin straight up and down. You don't want it to go forward because then you're not going to be feeling a stretch. You just want it straight up and down. And you want to kind of move as close to the back of your foot with your rear end as you possibly can. And you will definitely feel a stretch in your outer left hip area. And you might also feel it in your knee area also. I feel like this is one that you really kind of have to be careful with, and you kind of want to slowly move your way into it. Don't try to push it. Don't try to, stretch beyond what you're comfortable with. Like I said, you want to be comfortably uncomfortable. So then you want to do your other side, because you definitely want to open up that right hip as well. So you want to put your right foot at the top of your left knee. You want your shin to be straight up and down. You want your back to be straight and your chest up. And just kind of want to sit in that position where it's comfortably uncomfortable and really feel that stretch. I do also want to mention that typically one side of your body is probably going to be a little bit more flexible than the other. That's very, very common. I know it is definitely the case for me. So don't feel discouraged or feel like, something's wrong with you if one side of your body doesn't stretch like the other one does. So anyway, then you want to just sit right into this. Okay, so this last stretch really focuses on the area on the back side of your legs, particularly right behind your knees. You're really, really going to feel it there. And it also focuses on your back as well. So all you're going to do is try to touch your toes. Now, one thing that I really want you to concentrate on is keeping your back straight, especially your lower back. You really want to hinge at the waist here. You don't want to arch your back over like that, because that is just not good form, and it's not going to be good for you in the long run. So if you cannot touch your toes, that's fine. You don't want to lose your form in order to try to touch your toes. So just kind of reach as far as you can, keeping your back as straight as you can. But you definitely want to kind of angle your feet back this way, because you want to feel that stretch there. If you can reach, that's great, but if not, don't make that the goal. You just want to keep your back straight and feel the stretch, and then, like I said, breathe through it. Okay, so that pretty much concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. I hope you have a fantastic weekend, and